Gals and guys, it's Sleepy Reader here, Damien. Just some haulage. My Wednesday pickups, and I'll show you a few other things. Just got back from the store. Um, one of the new Image comics this week, there were three of them, was Injection, and I was really looking forward to that. It's Warren Ellis and Declan Shalvey and Jordi Belair. And my comic shop was shorted by 30 comics, they said. So they're going to hold a copy for me whenever it comes in. So I guess I won't run off to another shop to buy it, but I'm kind of bummed not to be reading that in the moment. A $2.99 book, by the way. I did not get Mantle because that was a $3.99 book. $3.99 books are wait for trade unless there's some really important reason for me to get them. But excited for the other stuff I got. Actually, and another thing, I was most excited for Lady Killer today. And although it was listed online, my shop claims it wasn't coming out today. So I hope that's true, because I'm kind of getting antsy for the end of Lady Killer. But anyway, I got Black Science, which is always good. That's a pretty awesome cover. Giant pile of corpses of our multiple versions of our hero, or anti-hero, as he may be. Ms. Marvel. I assume this is going to wrap up the little mini arc where she has a crush on a guy who may be the wrong guy to have a crush on, despite being good looking and perfect according to his parents. But yeah, so then do I keep getting Ms. Marvel during the Secret War stuff? I'm not sure what's going to go on with that. Southern Cross. This is a slow burn. I like it. It pushes a lot of my buttons, exploring a weird spaceship and stuff. But you gotta like that stuff to like this comic. It's not like must-read material, I think, for most people. Saga probably is still most must-read material for most people. Little cover excitement with the logo. I don't know if we've seen that from Saga before. Love Kill Run. This seems identical to the last cover. The last cover didn't have a monochromatic image of someone on the move. Maybe it was a woman on the last cover and this is a man. This issue 1 of this did not blow me away, but I enjoyed it, and it just pushed some button. You know, it was a lot like or what's that cartoon everyone mentioned, especially the opening scene of it seemed like storyboards for a movie version of that famous MTV science fiction cartoon. Anyway, it's been a long day at work today, believe me, and my work has been kind of intense lately. Joe Frankenstein. I picked this up thanks to Tom Ray. I was going to say Wonky Ninja. I'm really glad he pointed me towards this book. Really enjoyed the first 2 issues, and this is issue 3. It has an old school horror comic book feel. Old school like the 80s. Not old school like EC Comics, but anyway, or maybe the late 70s. Birthright, definitely one of my favorites, so hopefully that'll continue. A brand new comic from Image called Mythic by Phil Hester, who's a good writer. I saw some sample pages online. The art looked good. I don't really know what it's about. It's only $1.99. I don't know if that's just for this first issue or if they plan to do. That would be awesome if a continuing series from Image were $2. All us old guys think the prices are too high and they should go down. And all the teenagers too, I believe. Yeah. And this will probably be the first thing I read when my daughter goes to bed. Batman Arkham Knight. I was going to pass on it, but then hearing Luke Batman reviews, awesome guy, right on the money. He has good taste. This is a really good Batman book, so I'm glad he urged some of us to pick it up. And then just because I felt like picking up more things, I was looking through the cheap bins, and there was this old miniseries from Eclipse Comics, kind of the Image Comics of its day, I suppose, called Hotspur. I don't know if that's a reference to Shakespeare. but it's got Ostrander, Romeo Tanghal, Timothy Truman. So I just thought, for 80 cents a piece, why not? That looked fun. So, and I've been getting in the past 2 months, I've been getting a lot of trades. As DC Comics has pretty much disappeared from my pull, I just said, well, I'll make it up with a few trades, and then bought a lot of trades. So, and I can't even find them all, but I have my last in-stock haul package that arrived yesterday included this massive deluxe edition. There's a regular comic book next to it of The Sixth Gun. I think this is the second 12 issues, so maybe issue 13 through 24. Really psyched for this. I just love this series in the oversized version is beautiful. It does mean I have to wait a long time till the rest of the series comes out in hardback, in oversized hardback, but I've dedicated myself to doing that. Thanks to Travis, Mr. Oddfellow Thoughts, for turning a lot of us on to Sixth Gun. And then also, I kind of rounded out that package to bring it up to $50 with a, that's just the back cover, with the latest Alan Moore's Nemo, what's this one called? Nemo River of Ghosts. And I'm actually behind. I have several Nemo books now to read. And I believe they are part of the... My microphone just slipped away. I believe they're part of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Yeah, from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. So, that's nice. Ooh, Naughty Bits. And I picked up Rat Queens last week at the shop. I don't know where all of my other recent trades have gone, so I'll show those in another video. And I bought used through eBay, I think. Spirit Color Album Volume 2. I think I have Volume 1, and I think there were 3 of them. Done before the days of digital coloring, but they kind of recolored these spirits. I don't think you can see it here, but a little bit in a watercolor tone, a touch of watercolor to it. But I love oversized Spirit. I think I like Spirit best black and white, but I just wanted all these different versions of the Spirit. So I will hunt down Volume 3. And then this past Sunday, I went to my shop that has extensive 50-cent bins that are full of 90s and 80s comics. And I particularly love to mine back into the 80s. So I grabbed $20 worth, 40 comics. I got a bunch of Omega Men. I'm slowly picking up the Omega Men. They're kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy, I suppose. They're like DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. At least that's what I'm remembering them as. I think they started out in an issue of the Teen Titans and then got spun out into their own thing. So maybe Guardians of the Galaxy done a bit with the imitation X-Men vibe that a lot of people were going for at the time. Especially interesting is a issue drawn by Alex Nino. It's unusual to find color comics by Alex Nino, one of the many fabulous Filipino artists during the late 70s and 80s in comics. So I was psyched to find that particularly. Got a whole bunch of Nexus miniseries that I must have missed during the 90s when I wasn't buying as many comics, or maybe even the early 2000s. So I won't go through all of those, but that was exciting. Something called Outcasts from DC. I have no idea what it is. I never heard of it before. I thought it's just, you're going through comics and there's a million, when there's all these enormous numbers of boxes of 50-cent comics, and just occasionally you randomly grab something for no particular reason. So I got 2 issues of Outcasts. Got some Night Force, some Superman family odds and ends. I don't have both of them here because one of them's in my daughter's room. I got a number of Superman family oversized comics, and the stuff in here is pretty bad. Actually, what me and my daughter read is quite boring. And then some other Superman and Superboy, and then the first 14 issues of John Byrne's run on Superman. I've already collected his run on Action Comics, but I think I haven't got the Superman run yet. So that's a lot of fun. Let's see. There's one with Darkseid. I like that cover. I actually love all the John Byrne covers, but I'm just yeah, this one's kind of cool with Lois going off with Mr. Mxyzptlk. So anyway, I look forward to reading those. Oh, and here's more of the older Kurt Swan Superman that I was grabbing. This one has a nice Gil Kane cover. That was when Gil Kane was inking himself on covers. A lot of the classic Marvel covers are not inked by Gil Kane, and it's definitely a different look. He was one of the only inkers back then. He inked himself with felt tip markers rather than pen and brush and that sort of thing. It has a different look. And then I got the first 4 issues of Orion, Lord of Atlantis, one that I never read back in the 80s but was always curious about. So thought I'd grab it. They're in some kind of Mylar top loaders. Someone thought they were really valuable at one point. And I guess I don't have in the pile there, but I also got one of those DC's first issue comics. You know, it was first issue number 10, and it was called The Outsiders, but it was a different Outsiders from DC. I wish I had that here with me. The interesting thing about that is it was priced at $10, so at some point someone thought they could sell it for $10, and now it's worth 50 cents. Kind of a cautionary story there. So, looking forward to reading all this stuff, and I hope you all got some nice hauls today, and I'll talk to you later.